Hi, this is Olivier Hidalgo from NLP Hypnosis Centre in London, Ontario. Hypnosis is a technique. It's the ability of accessing our subconscious mind by putting aside our critical faculty and accepting suggestions that will help us to create positive changes. When we do hypnosis, we're talking about attention, concentration, imagination, the ability of accessing our subconscious mind, the ability of following instructions, the ability of creating changes, positive changes in our life. So, if you're a person who has a very high IQ, a person that considers yourself very smart, a person that considers yourself very analytical, and you say to yourself, well, I'm not able to go into hypnosis. Nobody can hypnotize me. If you can concentrate, if you can use your attention, if you can use your imagination, you can be hypnotized. You can enjoy hypnosis. Nobody can make you do something, but you can experience hypnosis because hypnosis is concentration, is attention, is the ability of using our subconscious mind. Now, there are two keys that are very important. One is the ability of following instructions, and the second one is the ability of the person who is doing hypnosis to give you the right instructions because hypnosis is also learning. And when we learn in different ways. Some people learn by repetition, other people learn by listening, other people learn by making pictures, other people learn by doing things. So, as I tell you to learn something by doing things, and you are a person whose mind learn by pictures, you won't be able to get into hypnosis. See, when I'm trying to give you instructions so you can go into hypnosis, the way I do it is giving you instructions that are for a person who is doing pictures or normally does pictures in his or her mind, and using sounds and are using imagination that is related to doing something, you won't be able to go into hypnosis. So the key, or two of the key, are those. The ability to follow instruction, you have to follow instruction because it's a technique, it's a process. So it's not magic that I'm going to go in and go in and you will fall asleep and go into hypnosis. By the way, you're never asleep. You're never under hypnosis. You're always into hypnosis. So it's not magic. It's not a special power that I have. It's not a special power that somebody else has. So it's a technique. You have to follow the instructions. And the key is that the person who is giving the instructions knows how you learn, knows a little bit about you, the way your mind works, so they can take you into hypnosis in a easier and more efficient way. Let's do a little bit of just a short exercise. This is a text. Well, sometimes I call it exercise, sometimes I call it games, depending who I'm talking to, and sometimes we call it tests. It's very simple, it's very easy to do, but I can give you some ideas of how you talk to yourself, how your mind works, and how you can or cannot go into hypnosis very easily, or it might take you a little bit longer to get into hypnosis. So put your hands like that, close your hands, and probably you have seen this before, but I'm going to show you in a different way. So open your fingers that way. And we're going to use different ways depending of the way you learn. Normally, when we do this test, what we say is close your eyes or sometimes keep your eyes open and feel that your fingers are getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the point that they touch each other. And when they touch each other, you feel a little bit of relaxation. Now, let's start for something very logical, very simple. When I put my fingers like this, sooner or later they're going to get together. There is no magic. there is no hypnosis, nothing involved. This is not hypnosis. This is just a test, a game, an exercise. So if I have my fingers like this, sooner or later, they will get together. Muscles get tense, muscles get tired, and you get fingers close to each other, touching to each other. The whole point of the exercise is this. I can say to myself, I can picture the fingers getting closer and closer and closer and closer. Or I can say to myself, I'm feeling the fingers getting closer and closer and closer. Or I can say to myself, my fingers are getting closer and closer and closer. My fingers are getting closer and closer and closer. So in each case, I'm using a different way of talking to myself. I might be talking to myself in sounds. I might be talking to myself in pictures. I might be talking to myself in repetition. So it depends how your mind works. Of course, we are not going to classify your personality based on just this little exercise. No, but it's just give you an idea how your mind works. What could happen? You have the fingers in here and you start to use pictures. You say to yourself, my fingers are getting closer and closer. Try it first with your eyes closed, then try it with your eyes open. And notice if there is a difference or not. Could happen a lot of things. Nothing happens, nothing at all happens. Could be that when you talk to yourself in picture, nothing happens. But when you talk to yourself using sounds or feelings, something happens. It doesn't matter if they're going to go together. No, that's not the point. The whole point of this exercise is that you notice the difference of what happens when you're using pictures, when you're using sounds, when you're using feelings, or when you have your eyes closed. Just closing your eyes sometimes, that might create a different reaction. Just the fact that you're closing your eyes might cause that your fingers get closer and closer. Again, it's just a simple exercise. It doesn't define, sorry, it doesn't define your whole personality. Just doing this little exercise, but it gives you an idea. If you do it and you really follow the instructions, remember, hypnosis is about following instructions. If you follow the instructions and you test yourself using sounds, using feelings, using pictures, having your eyes open, having your eyes closed, and see the difference. See the difference. In reality, hypnosis is not a matter of an IQ. It's more of imagination, concentration, ability of following instructions, and of course the ability of doing the person who is doing the hypnosis, his ability or her ability of giving you the right instructions so you can go into hypnosis. So that's very important. So I hope this helped you and give you more ideas about how your mind works. So there is no hypnosis for smart people because hypnosis doesn't depend that you're a IQ. It's not true that the smarter you are, the better you are for hypnosis. Then you go into hypnosis easier if you're smarter. That's false. The other side is also false. It's not true that only people who are ignorant, easy to manipulate, are able to go into hypnosis. Again, this is also false. It's more about the way you talk to yourself, about how you concentrate, about how you learn, how you pay attention, how you follow instructions, and how the other person give you the instruction. This is Olivier Hidalgo from NLP Hypnosis Centre in London, Ontario. If you have comments, ideas, suggestions, please feel free to leave your comments. Subscribe to our channel so you can keep in touch with us. You have a wonderful and amazing day.